Traditional ERP-based production scheduling looks like this. We have a planning function that receives customer orders. Those customer orders are translated into a production schedule that's then delivered to the shop floor. That production schedule is basically expressing when jobs are needed. It's a set of due dates. The shop floor acts on it, and the shop floor is an oscillator. It's volatile by nature because it's a physical operation. So it is then going to feed back to the planning function an idea of how the production process is faring. And it usually comes in the form of ECDs, estimated completion dates, that express when will jobs be finished. So these two questions, when is something needed and when will something be finished, are the two types of business questions that we usually find. And in traditional systems, it's all answered using one monolithic schedule. The problem is that those two types of questions cannot be answered with one set of scheduling assumptions. Those scheduling assumptions that the ERP system needs to use to generate those results involve two separate, internally inconsistent set of scheduling assumptions. So what you end up with is you have a shop floor that's already volatile by nature, and then you have a feedback loop that's inadvertently set up that now infects the planning function, and it too, your schedule, becomes volatile. So that's not a control system at all. That's really a recipe for chaos. And note that the use of frozen fences or schedules that are printed out weekly instead of daily don't really solve the schedule volatility problem. They only mask it. So with this traditional approach, one gets the sensation of running as fast as you can but getting nowhere. Lean MRP, in contrast, requires the use of two separate production schedules to establish a stable, customer-directed control system that's more effective. So in this example, we have the planning function receiving the customer orders. They are translated into a baseline production schedule that's delivered to the shop floor. That baseline schedule only changes with customer demand. It expresses demand and basically is telling the shop floor when are things needed so that priorities can be set accordingly. The shop floor is still volatile by nature, but it should be less so because now it's not receiving a fluctuating set of commands from the planning function. Then our feedback loop is now separate, and it's informational. It is expressing in the projected schedule when will jobs be finished. So we've separated it out, and now we have a control system, and that feedback loop is controlled, and the volatility of the planning function should be much less, in fact, something close to zero, only that on the order of the volatility of your customer demand, and unless they're changing their minds all the time, it ought to be pretty placid. Feel free to contact us by email or phone to discuss your needs and see if this is right for you. I hope that Lean MRP can offer you with a transformational opportunity to improve the performance of your manufacturing organization. Thanks.